Let me tell you about a young Muslim woman in Tennessee. Her name is Najah Aqeel. She's a volleyball player. She's just 14 years old, but she's done some big things. Najah Aqeel's a freshman. Back in September, she was warming up for a match when her coach told her there was a problem. The referee had disqualified her. The reason? She was in violation of a uniform rule. She was wearing a headscarf. The referee said she needed to get authorization from the state sports association to be able to wear her headscarf. Aqeel had been playing with her headscarf for quite some time, so you could imagine that she was rather taken aback by the rule. Now here's where it gets interesting. She could have removed her headscarf and played. Instead, she pulled out, but she didn't admit defeat. She petitioned the Tennessee Secondary Schools Athletics Association to change their bylaw, and she was successful. Because of her, athletes can now wear headscarves without needing to get permission from the authorities. But it didn't stop there. She looked beyond Tennessee. She broadened her gaze to the national level. Because of her advocacy and because of the widespread support she got from people all over the country, the National Federation of State High School Associations just last week changed their rules. Now, no one in the United States needs special permission to wear a headscarf to play volleyball. Aqeel joins a long line of female Muslim athletes all over the world. All of them had to fight for their right to play while holding on to the values and beliefs that matter to them. This begs the question, why do they have to advocate for themselves? Why are sports associations so concerned with Muslim women playing sports while wearing modest clothing? Modern international sport developed in the West, and the rules for women's athletic uniforms evolved as attitudes towards women's empowerment changed. In the early 20th century, women played tennis in full dresses with long sleeves and stockings. Swimmers, both male and female, wore long, dark wool bathing suits. Today, the opposite is true. Rules concerning sports attire are just as strict today as they were 100 years ago. They've just swung around 180 degrees. And to add to that, these sports associations haven't taken notice of the growing diversity around them and of the changing needs of athletes. These restrictions have resulted in Muslim women withdrawing or forfeiting, often at the highest levels, like the Olympics. Excess fabric covering the skin is now seen as a security threat, both to the athlete and others, but it doesn't have to be that way. Sports-friendly, modest clothing is widely available, and guess what? People who aren't Muslim are flocking to buy them. Here's the hard truth. Sporting associations are pushing Muslim female athletes out of sports. No one needs to tell them that. This is something they should recognize themselves. They need to revisit their rule books and make sure they're proactively embracing change. In the meantime, female Muslim athletes will continue to put their careers on the line to pave the way for change. And that's unfortunate, because no one should have to choose between their passion for sports and their faith. No young Muslim woman should grow up to think that they can't be successful in their sport because of what they wear. Kudos to Najah Aqeel for her perseverance, for fighting for what she knows to be right. May her story encourage more Muslim athletes to follow in her footsteps, and may we support them as they rise. I'm Safiyyah Ali for Let the Quran Speak. If you enjoyed this video, click like and subscribe, and please donate to support our work at QuranSpeaks.com.